Hey guys, what is up? I'm so sorry if this thing is shaking. I'm literally recording this in my bed, so I'm gonna try my very best to be as still as possible, which is kind of hard for me. It's Savvy. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I would definitely suggest that you just like this video, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think of our first yap session. What's up? I know like people who usually be on my channel, I started off with like vlogs and stuff, and then I've moved on to reactions, which I still do. I'm definitely going to be posting a reaction next week. But in case you guys didn't know, I'm a yapper. I really am a yapper, and I usually do my yapping on TikTok. But because that might potentially get banned, I wanted to bring the yapping here because I don't want you guys to lose out on it just because they want to get rid of, unfortunately, one of the best apps ever. But anyway, let's get into it. So I wanted these videos to be more relaxed. I wanted them to be more personable and not really planned, more like of a stream of conscious type of situation. Because those are also the type of videos that I like to watch, especially when I'm like doing my chores and things, just listen to somebody talk about life or talk about whatever. Yeah, I kind of just wanted to speak from the heart and just talk about my life, but more so like relatable topics that I feel like we can all connect to and we can all like learn something from, you know? One of the things I was thinking about today was like money, right? Because I'm an independent artist, in case you guys didn't know, and I dedicate a lot of my time to my music. I of course still have a day job. I'm a paraprofessional at a high school, and I love that job too. That job I surprisingly liked a lot more than I thought. I used to think like, I don't think I want to work in a school. I don't think that would be right for me. The pay, they always say the pay is not as great, which it isn't, especially as a para. But honestly, I really fell in love with it when I started working because I saw how much of an impact I can have on the kids at the school and just how much of a support system I can be for them. And sometimes when you're working those kinds of jobs, and you learn about their lives and what's going on, you realize like there isn't really much you can do but just be there. But just simply being there consistently and being that beacon of light for them. Not even that, like that's just so that's a little dramatic, but just being like that reliable person that they know they're going to see every morning and that's going to help them with their schoolwork and help them get through the day. Like it does mean a lot even if they don't want to show you that, you know? But with that came making certain sacrifices because previously I was working two jobs, being a para and also working security, but I eventually ended up losing that security job, not because I got fired or anything. They actually really wanted me to come back. But to be a security guard in New York, you have to have a license and you have to renew it every couple of years. And I kind of like I calculated when I was supposed to renew my license. And when I was getting all the work done to do it, like I did the classes, I did everything that I needed to do to renew the license and everything and sent my paperwork in, and the office never got it. And because they never got it, they couldn't renew it, which means I couldn't go back to work. And it was so depressing at first because I was like, yo, like working as a para and security really held me down. It was like a decent amount of money, and I can like really do things with my music and like really put it into my craft and still be able to hang out with my friends and like go out to eat sometimes and like go on dates or like order DoorDash. Like it allowed me to be pretty flexible in a sense. But because I lost that job due to the whole license scenario back in June, and also, as a para, you're following the school calendar. So I wasn't working at the school from June to August. So I had to go the whole summer, basically not really making any money, which was really, really hard. Ended up like going through the little bit of savings that I had. I was panicking at first. I'm like, oh my God, like I know I have my job as a para, but how I wanted to have fun this summer. I wanted to do a whole bunch of stuff with my music. Like there was so much stuff that I wanted to do, and all those plans just went away. And I got really depressed. I got really depressed and sad, and I didn't really know what to do. And I'm that kind of person that when I create a plan, I really want to try to stick to it. And when too many things just start going wrong, I'm like, I start freaking out because I was like, wait a second, I planned everything out. Like I was prepared. Like I did everything I was supposed to do. Like, why isn't this working for me? Like, oh my gosh, freaking out. So after a few days, maybe a week of kind of just being depressed and feeling sad, I had to tell myself, like, we've been here before. We've been here before where we've had a plan, we started executing it, and everything fell apart. And feeling like we're back at square one. And that's the thing too. People like to make you feel like you are at square one. You're never at square one. You're always starting again from experience. That's such a better way to think about it, you know? But I was freaking out and I was like, bro, like, what am I going to do? But then I had to stop myself and be like, Sav, there are things that we can do. And that's when I really started honing in on my content creation, because I was thinking to myself, like, all right, I'm not working. I'm not getting that much money, so I can't really do the certain creative projects that I wanted to start. But I have my phone, I have Wi-Fi, and I already have my TikTok account and my Instagram. So let's just focus on making content. And at first it felt kind of silly because I was like, bro, I obviously, like, you know, making content as an independent artist is important, but that really wasn't the only thing I wanted to do. I really, really, really wanted to get back in the studio so bad and just make more music for you guys, because I only have my one song, Talk to Me, right now that's out. And I had like one more song that I knew I was going to release in the vault, but I already had a certain rollout plan that I wanted to do, but I couldn't do that because I had no budget. And I really wanted to take this summer to like get back in the studio because I was getting so many ideas and like I was recording stuff on my phone and like figuring stuff out. And I was like, oh, like I got to get in the booth. I got to get in the booth. But because I had no money coming in, I couldn't pay for any studio time. And I was just like, what the freak am I going to do? So I set myself down. I'm like, Savannah, Sav, let's focus on what we can control. Let's focus on what we can do. And let's just focus on the content. Because I was already struggling with the content anyway because I was working 2 jobs. So it was really, really hard to like find time to even make content and really push that stuff out, especially on TikTok where they really want you to post like 2 to 3 times a day. I was already having a hard time juggling that. So I kind of took it, instead of just being sad and depressed about not being able to do things the way I wanted to, I just said to myself, you know what? Let's just focus on what we can focus on, which is the content. And I started going crazy on TikTok, posting 3 times a day, engaging, ended up getting a whole bunch of different mutuals and like meeting different people online. And I have a publicist as well. Shout out to Chloe. She was also telling me like, Sav, you need to be going outside. Like you need to go to these open mics. You need to be networking. You need to be meeting people. But I felt like I couldn't do that because I didn't have any money. Because sometimes these networking events, you might have to pay for like a ticket or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. But I started doing my research, and I found open mics that were free, completely free, started going to those. And I started meeting people online that ended up putting me on to different networking events that was happening in my city. And I really started getting the ball rolling. Like, if I compare my social media last June to now, the growth is insane. And that whole experience just made me realize, like, sometimes we get so caught up with what we want to do and the way we want to do it because we have a certain preconceived notion on how this shit is supposed to go. And the reality is we don't know how this is supposed to go. I know my life goal. I know my life purpose. But I don't know what the path is going to look like and where it's going to lead me. And all I can do is just focus on now and what I can do right now with what's in front of me. And that's what I did this past summer with content creation. Now, not only has my social medias grown significantly, and like if you go on my TikTok right now, I have like 900 and something followers, which to me is significant because of the growth that I've seen personally. To somebody else that might be like, girl, like that ain't nothing crazy, but to me that is crazy because I went from having struggling with like 100 followers on a new account to like almost having 1K, and not just having almost having 1K, but having regular people, whether they're mutuals or they're not my mutuals, who consistently come back to see me and who actually enjoy my content, regardless of whether it's something I curated or something that I'm just doing on the fly just so I can connect with them. And this past summer really taught me that if you really just focus on taking it one step at a time and doing what you can with what's in front of you, the growth is gonna happen. It's gonna happen. If you do everything within your control to get to the goal that you desire, there's just no way that you're not gonna succeed. You know what I'm saying? And like what I've experienced is, am I at my like highest goal yet? No. But focusing on what's in front of me and taking it one step at a time just always leads me to the next step, a higher step at that. Remember how I said, like, in the summer, I really wanted the summer to be the time where I can like do my studio sessions and get into my music, because I knew I wasn't going to be working at the school during summer break. But it didn't work like that. And even though I didn't really want to hone in on the content creation because I was still figuring it out, I wasn't as confident in it. And I had Chloe, of course, helping me and encouraging me, but I was still figuring it out and, you know, getting it together, right? I put my feelings aside. I said, okay, this is the first step. Let's do this first. Now I don't even know if I want to talk about it. I met someone, and the music that we have been making together is insane. And I just can't wait for you guys to hear it. And that led me to the next step of possibly performing in the future, possibly this summer, which led me to the next step of networking with a whole bunch of different people and, you know, meeting other creatives that also want to pour into me and see my value and see like the lengths or the heights that I can possibly get to, and like meeting. It's just, it keeps going. But if I did not start with what was in front of me, I might not have gotten to where I am now. I might not have met the people who would lead me to the other people that I ended up meeting. Like, it just starts with the first step and doing what's in your control, and then just allowing spirit, the universe, God, whoever you want to label it as, to just lead you there. And that was really my problem. Surrender. Ooh! That's really what it was. Surrendering to what was out of my control. And that's why I would always freak out about posts maybe not going viral or certain pieces of my content not doing as well as I thought it was going to do. I'd be like, oh my God, I did A, B, C, D, and you know, I did it this way and I posted it at this time. Why isn't it working? Why am I only getting 100 views? Stop. Deep breath. Relax. It is never that serious. But at the time for me, it was. At the time for me, it was that serious. And I wasn't understanding like why nothing was working. But the reality is, you have to surrender. You have to surrender to what you cannot control, to what is out of your hands, and just focus solely on what you can control and what is in your hand. So that summer, I focused on the content creation. I focused on eating healthy, because if I'm going to be an international superstar, this body needs to be in shape. And it has to be able to have the stamina to tour. So I said, what do I need to do? I can go to the gym. I have a Planet Fitness membership. Went to the gym 3 to 4 times a week. Ended up falling in love with that. Eating healthy. Focusing on the content creation. I can still write songs. Just because I'm not in the studio doesn't mean I can't write. Is it going to be a full, completed song? No, but I can at least get my ideas down so that when I do finally get studio time, which I'm doing now, hi future me, like, I have all my ideas ready. I can plan my upcoming projects, and I can plan like my branding, and I can go on Pinterest and start formulating how I want to look. I realized that summer there were so many things I actually needed to do that I was ignoring because I was just so focused on the specific things that I just wanted to do in that moment. And now I'm here. Finally found a new producer, creating amazing music, like certain opportunities just falling into my lap. And to the outside eye, it might seem small, like, girl, that ain't nothing crazy. Somebody from the outside looking in be like, girl, you only got 900 followers. Girl, you're not performing at MSG or these big arenas. You don't got nobody important looking at you. You're not signed to no label. You're not doing this, that, and the third. And that's another thing. You need to figure out what your actual goals are. And I know I'm talking in music terms because that's my goals, but this applies to anything, whether you're a different kind of artist, like a painter or a dancer, whether you have a specific career that you want to do, like if you want to be a lawyer or a doctor, or if you want to be a farmer, or if you want to do, it doesn't matter what it is. You need to figure out exactly what you want out of life and get so specific to the point where when you hear outside noise telling you what you shouldn't be doing and all this stuff, you're like, girl, that's not what I want. When you're not specific on what you actually want, the outside, what they're telling you can seem appealing. And I'm not saying don't take advice. I'm always open to advice because I know I don't know everything. And I always try to approach life as a student, ready to learn more. Because first of all, I'm so young and I feel like I know a lot for my age, but there's so much more that I need to learn. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is if you're not specific and you're not clear on what you want out of this life and what you want to do, the outside advice can seem so appealing and it gets you like that at first. It's like, oh, wait, well, this person's telling me I can do this, or this person is telling me I can maybe attain this career. And then all of a sudden it starts getting overwhelming and it starts feeling like a tornado in your head and you don't even know which way to turn because you haven't actually decided what you really want to do. You're just following different waves. So I had to get specific about what I want. Do I even want to be signed to a label? No. They're losing money and they're not going to develop me as an artist. And right now with no leverage, the most that they're going to give me is a loan and get me stuck in some 360 deal. Do I want that? No. Obviously, I'm not ready to perform at MSG. And that's just the truth. I'm not ready for no arena tour. My body is still getting in shape. I'm still getting used to having a certain type of stamina. I'm still practicing my vocals. I'm literally getting over laryngitis right now. Because as a para, or even if you're a teacher, you know that you do so much talking and that takes a toll on your voice. So not only am I talking constantly at my job, talking to kids, around a whole lot of kids that also carry lots of colds and sneezes and everyone's dripping with germs. And then I'm talking on my content. I'm talking in my content, or when I go on live, talking for at least an hour and a half, 2 hours at a time. Then I'm practicing my vocals and I'm singing and I'm going to the studio twice a week. Like, I'm not ready for that yet. So why would I even want that right now if I'm not ready? And that's okay. That's okay. That just means we're in the process. We're in the fire. We're in the forming stage. And, you know, I forgot his name, but the actor that's on Abbott Elementary, and he was the main character on Everybody Hates Chris. Love him, right? He got interviewed one day and he said, somebody asked him like something around the lines like, you know, how do you feel about reaching these heights? Or, you know, what would you tell like your past self? Yes, what would you tell your past self when it comes to like, you know, succeeding? And he said, I would tell him to enjoy this moment, because this is the moment where you get to fail and no one cares. You get to try a whole bunch of different things and it doesn't matter. You get to hone in on really who you are, who you want to be, whatever craft it is, what it is and how you want to get there. And you get to try over again with no audience. And people really underestimate that. Because imagine failing over and over again while you have 2-3 million followers. You should still do it because failing is not really the end all be all. But that's a lot more daunting than having 900. people want to get to the top so bad, and they want to get to the finish line so bad that they forget how beautiful the process is. And I used to hate that. I used to be like, girl, shut up. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously I want, to be at the end of the tunnel. I don't want to be struggling for the rest of my life. But the thing is, there is beauty in the process. There really is. And this peace that you have during this process, especially at the beginning, you're going to wish you had it. You're going to wish that you can go back sometimes. And that's what I remind myself now when I get a little antsy or I get a little hasty or I want to run to the end of the finish goal so bad because I just want to succeed. It's like, girl, you're going to wish that you can just walk down the street, go to your freaking bodega and get your little bacon, egg, and cheese without nobody bothering you. You're going to wish and you're going to miss that moment where you get to, hang with your friends in the city and nobody knows who you are and you can just act the fool and like no one cares. You're going to miss these moments. That doesn't mean you're not going to like the moments when you do finally get to that goal and you do finally reach that stage, but it's going to be different. It's going to be different. And this process is for a reason. It's different for everybody, but it's for a reason. It's to help mold you. It's to help mold you so that when you do get to that finish goal, when you do get to that finish line, you are that beautiful diamond that's ready to shine. Literally. Like if I was to get my dreams tomorrow, would I be able to uphold that? Would I be able to do a world tour right now? My voice would be gone in the first week. Hello? That's why you need the process. You need to garner your strength. You need to gather your tools. You need to build up that mental. And that's why the process is important. And that's why you can't skip it. And that's why people who get to the finish goal, whatever that even is, because I don't even see life as a finish line. I just keep going. You feel me? But people who get to that finish line too fast, that's why they end up falling as fast as they got up. Because they did not endure the process long enough to garner the skills and the wisdom needed to keep it. And the longer I'm in my process, the more grateful I am. Because I'm going to be that much stronger. I'm going to be that much wiser and that much more prepared for what is to come. And yeah, I think that's really all I have to say right now with this yap session. I'm sorry if it's a little I don't know why my mom is screaming right now. Anyway, I'm sorry this is a little unorganized and just kind of all over the place, but that's kind of what I wanted it to be. I just wanted it to be just a space for us to chat, a little corner in my room where we can just cuddle and chill and just talk about life and our goals and what we want and to reflect and to just be grateful for where we are. And I guess if you want to take anything from this video, anything at all, trust the process. Trust it. It sounds so cliche. Yes, I know. You literally see so many TikToks, so many Instagram videos, Reels, YouTube videos, just like this telling you to trust the process. And you're like, girl, shut up. I need my money now. I get it. But I'm telling you, when you realize how valuable your present moment is, it just makes you more excited for when your dream day comes because you know that you're going to be ready because you're using this present moment with intention. So, yeah, trust the process. Thanks for chatting with me though, guys. This was so fun. I feel like whenever I get sad and stuff, I'm just going to come back to this YouTube video so that it can like inspire me and be like, hey, past Savannah said this and you should listen to this so that you can get to future Savannah. You know what I'm saying? But thanks guys for chatting with me and for being in my little comfy corner with me. I hope you guys took something from this video. If it's a little too unorganized and you think I can format a little better, comment and let me know. But it's always good just chatting with you guys and connecting with y'all. And that's what I want to do more with you guys on YouTube. I know we still connect with the reaction videos, but I just want to get a little bit more personable and just share my thoughts and feelings because I have a lot of them and I want you guys to hear it. So yeah, if you like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. It's free and it helps me out. And if you want to hear more of my yapping, definitely follow me on the social so that you can keep up with me, especially if you want to hear that new music, because it's definitely coming soon. I love you guys so much. Thank you for all the love and support thus far, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye.